Hi, I'm Lisa, the creator of the Wriggle and Roll baby development classes. Today I'm continuing to look at our baby senses, how they develop and how that sensory development can be closely linked to other areas of your baby's development and meeting milestone, particularly across their first 1,000 days, which is conception to 2 years of age. In those early days, all new experiences and exposures are forging neural pathways in the brain that will inform behaviours for the rest of your little one's lives. So that's why in sensory classes such as Wriggle and Roll, they're all carefully designed to stimulate all the senses. So in this video, I'm going to look at taste and smell together because they are so closely linked. And that may not seem an obvious one when we think of sensory classes, but we are stimulating taste and smell more than you think. Even with so much close time and body contact with their grown-up, they're learning to identify their unique smell. So let's start with a fascinating fact that I actually recently learned, and that is that our sense of smell is actually responsible for about 80% of what we taste. So with our sense of taste alone, essentially what the taste buds on our tongue are picking up, we're able to identify sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and the newly discovered umami, savory sensation. But any other subtleties of flavours actually come from smell, which is why when we have a congested nose and no sense of smell, food typically tastes bland or tasteless. So where does the development of these senses all begin? Well, let's look at them in turn, starting with taste. So by 9 weeks, baby already has their first tiny taste buds of gestation. Then throughout gestation, baby's breathing in and swallowing the amniotic fluid they're surrounded by, which is flavoured and influenced by the food that their mum is eating. Then as a newborn, our little one's sense of taste is very sensitive. They can recognise sweet versus sour, but they tend to prefer sweet, which is breast and formula milk perfectly. At 3 months approximately, baby has found how to bring their hand to their mouth, and so with it you'll likely notice them starting to put objects in their mouth, gumming them, licking them. And often people think that that must be due to their baby teething. I know I did. But in fact, it's due to the high level of sensors in and around their mouth. So it's actually their way of learning about things, which I think is absolutely amazing. Then at 6 months plus, more or less, baby is likely ready to start experiencing their first taste, which can result in many a funny face. So definitely don't forget the camera. And then now let's talk about smell. So what I think is interesting about smell is that smells can evoke powerful memories right back to childhood, even when we're adults. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll smell something and it will take me right back to a particular moment in time, or at least it will give me a strong sense of a memory, even if I can't quite pinpoint exactly what that memory is that the smell is coming from. But where does it all begin? Well, by 10 weeks gestation, the receptors that baby will use to detect smells have in fact already formed. And then as a newborn, baby will be familiar with its mother's unique scent. Top fact, have you ever wondered why it's so tempting to smell a newborn's head? Well, when parents cuddle their babies and they can smell each other's scent, it has actually been shown in studies that both experience higher levels of the hormone oxytocin, which is the love hormone. Then at around about 1 month, baby's getting used to different smells, but can still find strong aromas overpowering or unknown ones. 3 months, baby can use their sense of smell as a way of telling the difference between the people they know and strangers. Amazing. And at 6 months, as we kind of already said, smell plays a part as baby tries their first foods. So here are some things you can do at home. I would be surprised if you need any excuse for a lovely cuddle, but here is one anyway. So remember what I said about how babies' oxytocin levels rise when they smell you. And by you, I just mean your natural scent. Everybody has one. So you don't want to necessarily overpower them with perfumes or synthetic smells. Just you. Use a baby-safe, natural, essential oil blend for massaging. So if you wanted to do this as a relaxing massage, for example, lavender can be a really good scent. Just be sure that the oil you choose is newborn baby safe. Then when you start to introduce first tastes, consider as many varieties as possible. You may want to start with savoury first, with the likes of green vegetables. They've already had some sweet from the milk, but this way it's not so much of a surprise when you go on to savoury foods as if you started with sweet foods. And in terms of Wriggle and Roll, I always say that class should be enjoyed in a relaxed way. It's not a test, test, it's not a competition. You join in when baby's enjoying, you take a quiet moment to feed and cuddle them while class continues when they need you to. So you're always getting that contact. And if I'm lucky enough to see you in some of my in-person classes, we sometimes have some subtle scents as part of the class, such as lemon, for example. For those of you still watching, thank you. I hope you found it interesting and useful. And I would love to know, drop me a comment below, what is the first smell memory you have as an adult? Mine is definitely the lavender cologne my grandmother used to have on her handkerchief. So as soon as I smell this very specific smell of lavender, it takes me right back to being in her house and sitting and having cuddles with her, which just kind of speaks to everything we've been talking about. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the rest of the videos in the series, and I look forward to wriggling and rolling with you soon.